Hey guys, good morning. Go ahead and press pause. These are going to be your notes for today, part of your notes. We're going to have two sets of notes. So this is page 11, okay, positive and negative numbers. Go ahead and press pause right now and copy them down. All right, you should have copied them down by now. So I'm going to go over it. We're going to introduce you to integers, okay, or positive and negative numbers, okay. So positive numbers are quantities greater than 0. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of those, okay. And also decimals, okay, 1.5, 1.7, all of those are positive numbers. So you can write them two different ways. Just the number by itself, there's an invisible plus sign there, or a positive 4 with a plus sign there. We prefer the invisible plus sign. We don't really need to write it, okay? We know that is a positive number, all right? Negative numbers are quantities less than 0. So they are on the left side of the number line, okay? And those do need to be written with a negative. So like -4 right here. Number line, we use a number line to show positives and negatives, okay? So the positives are on the right side and the negatives are on the left side, okay? Now, the farther right you go, the greater the number is. So we know how to compare two numbers that are greater than 0. The positive numbers are easy to compare. When we get to the negative numbers, it is harder to compare the two different numbers, all right? Because take a look at this. -1 is close to 0, okay? So it's on the right-hand side compared to -4, which is way over here on the left. So in the negative world, the -1, who we think might be smaller, is actually greater than the -4. And that's just because it is closer to that 0, okay? It's on the right-hand side, all right? Because remember, on the right-hand side over here, +4 is greater than the left-hand side, which is a +1, okay? So the negative, since the number goes kind of backwards, it kind of flips there. So -1 is greater than a -4. A -2 is greater than a -4, okay? So please remember that when you're comparing positive and negative numbers. Some of the words we use, okay, that you'll be seeing in your word problems for positive versus negative, I wrote some down here for you. When we talk about money, anything that goes into your savings account, that's money you keep, that's a positive. Positive electric charges in science. Above, anything that says above or increase, those are positive numbers. Deposit goes into your bank account, so that's another positive number, okay? On the negative side, we have debt. If you're in debt, that's money you owe, so that is a negative amount. Debit from your bank account, you're taking money from your account, so that is also a negative number. Your negative electrical charge in science. Anything below is negative. Decrease is also negative, okay? And then also in the bank accounts, a withdrawal. If you take a withdrawal, you're taking money out of your account, so that is also a negative, okay? So you might see something that says 20 degrees below 0. The way you write that would be -20, because that word below is a negative word. So we put negative and then 20. If I say 500 feet above sea level, above is a positive word. So therefore, it is going to be a positive 500, okay? Now let's talk about absolute value, all right? There we go. So absolute value is actually the distance a number is from 0. How many units away is it, okay? Now we can use vectors to show this and everything. That will be later on in math. But for us right now, it's just how far away is it from 0? How many units, okay? Now the symbol we use are these two little straight lines, okay? So if you see a number in there, that X could be any number. That means how far away is that number from 0? So for example, if I see these two lines here and a -4, I'm really asking you how far is -4 from 0, okay? So here's 0, here's -4. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away from the 0. So your answer would be a 4, okay? On the next example, if I ask you for this also means how far is the +9 from 0? So from 0, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units away, so my answer is 9, okay? The answer to an absolute value problem is always going to be positive, okay? It's just asking you how far away is it. So it's always going to be a positive number, okay? All right, go ahead and pause it, and you're going to go ahead and, well, write down the try-outs first, and then we'll go ahead and see what you got. It should be easy, okay? I'm asking you for the absolute value of a -9, absolute value of a 10, absolute value of 9 minus 4, and the absolute value of a -6. Go ahead and try those out, and we'll come back when you got them done, okay? All right, let's see how you did. Absolute value of -9 means how far away is -9 from 0? It is 9 units, so your answer is just 9, okay? The absolute value of 10, how far away is 10 from a 0? It is 10 units away, so your answer is just 10. Now here I want to see if you can do this. Treat the absolute value like parentheses, so do what is inside first and then give it the absolute value. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 9 minus 4, which gives you 5. And now I bring the absolute value symbols down. The absolute value of 5 means how far away is it from 5, from 0? 5 units. Okay, so treat the absolute value like parentheses. Okay, do this first. All right. Now over here, we have absolute value -6. How far away is a -6 from 0? It is 6 units away. Just like that. Okay. Make sure you update your table of contents. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and do some of these problems together. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen over. I'm just going to give you some more examples. You do not have to write them down. Okay. They're mainly for us to keep on practicing. Okay. So let's go ahead and compare some numbers. All right. Compare some positive and negative numbers. So on this one, I'm comparing +5 to a -8. Now remember your number line. It keeps going. Okay? The greater numbers are over here. The lesser numbers are over there. Okay? So let's take a look and see if we can kind of figure these out. All right? I like blue, so I'm going to pick blue. So let's take a look at this one. +5, which is over here, is what? Less than, greater than, or equal to a -8, which will be over here. Okay? Obviously, your positives are greater than any of your negatives, so that's going to be the greater than symbol. Okay? Let's do the next one, number 2. -3 compared to a +2. So is -3, which is over here, less than, greater than, or equal to the +2? It is less than. It's way over there on the left-hand side. Here's where we might mess up. Okay? Let's take a look. I'm going to change my color so we have a different color. On number 3, it says a -4, which is right here, okay, compared to the -7, which will be over here. Okay, now you remember, like I said, on the negative side, you're kind of like the numbers are kind of reversed, right? So if you look, the -4 is on the right-hand side, which means this one is actually greater than the -7, which is further away from the 0. Okay, so -4 is greater than a -7. How about a +4 compared to a -6? That says negative. It is greater than. All positives are greater than negatives. Good. Ooh, how about number 5? We have 0 compared to the -12, which is way down there. The 0 is actually greater, okay, than the negatives. And just so you remember, a 0 is neither positive nor negative. It has no charge. It's just 0. It's neutral, okay? +35 compared to a -21. Positive is greater than that negative. Good. How about a negative? That's a negative. -55 compared to a +65. Negatives are less than positives. Good. Watch out with this one. I have a -16. Now visualize where that is. I have a -16 compared to a -40, which will be way down there. Okay? the negative 16 will be greater, okay? So like I said, on the negative side, the smaller number is actually greater than the bigger number on the negative side, okay? All right, this is the first part of the video. You're gonna go ahead and watch the second part, which is now adding integers, okay guys? All right.